September 11th, 2001. It was an ordinary morning in America. People were heading to work, others were enjoying breakfast in restaurants. But no one knew that within the next few minutes, the world would change forever. At 8:46 a.m., a passenger airplane crashed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center in New York City. At first, many people believed it was a tragic accident. But just 17 minutes later, a second plane slammed into the South Tower. It was now clear. America was under attack. People around the world were glued to their television screens. Massive clouds of smoke filled the sky. Thousands of people were running for their lives, and the most powerful nation on earth was desperately trying to understand who was responsible. Within hours, one name began echoing across the globe: Osama bin Laden. But the question was he really the mastermind behind the attacks? And if so, how did the world's most wanted man manage to stay out of America's reach for the next 10 years? The very day, America vowed to find him and bring him to justice. What followed was one of the largest manhunts in the world. A war began in Afghanistan. Intelligence agencies investigated millions of pieces of information. But year after year passed, and there was still no sign of Osama. It began to seem as if he had vanished from the face of the earth. Then, in 2010, the CIA found a new lead. The agency began tracking a man believed to be a trusted courier of Osama. He was followed for months. Eventually, he led investigators to a mysterious compound located in the city of Abbottabad, Pakistan. The house was unlike any other in the area. High walls, barbed wire, no telephone lines, no internet. And the people living inside did not even throw their trash outside. The CIA began to suspect that a major secret was hidden inside this compound. The compound was monitored for many months. Satellite images were taken. Every movement was watched. But there was still no solid proof that Osama was actually there. Now the decision had to be made by US President Barack Obama. If the attack turned out to be a mistake, it could become an international controversy. But if no action was taken and Osama was truly there, he might disappear forever. After many meetings and debates, the president finally gave the order. The mission was given the name Operation Neptune Spear. On the night of May 1st, 2011, America's most elite military unit, SEAL Team 6, boarded secret helicopters and headed toward Pakistan. The mission was so classified that even Pakistan had not been informed about it. The helicopters were rapidly approaching their target. Everything was going according to plan when suddenly one of the helicopters encountered a technical problem. It crashed inside the compound. For a few seconds, it seemed that the mission would end right there. But the soldiers did not give up. They immediately got out and moved toward their objective. The search began room by room. Danger existed around every corner. Someone could attack from behind any door. The soldiers slowly advanced toward the upper floors. The tension was so intense that a single mistake could have cost the entire team their lives. Then, at last, they reached the room where their target was located. Within seconds, the sound of gunfire echoed through the building, and the world's greatest manhunt, which had lasted for 10 years, finally came to an end. A short time later, a message was sent over the radio. Geronimo EKIA. It was a code that meant the target had been killed. The mission was complete. The soldiers gathered the necessary evidence and prepared to leave. The crashed helicopter was also destroyed so that its technology could not fall into anyone else's hands. After that, the team returned safely. A few hours later, US President Barack Obama appeared before the nation. The entire world was waiting for his announcement. Then he delivered the news that changed headlines around the globe. Osama bin Laden was dead. As soon as the news was announced, people took to the streets in many American cities. Many viewed it as a moment of justice for the victims of 9/11. But even today, years later, many questions are still asked about this mission. What really happened that night? Was the whole truth told to the world? Are some secrets of this operation still hidden today? Perhaps the answers to these questions will never be fully known. But one thing is certain. Those helicopters flying through the darkness that night changed the course of history and Operation Neptune Spear remains one of the most famous covert military operations in the world.